Pinocchio, Robin Hood, 101 Dalmatians. Walt Disney Home Video presents the story of Pinocchio. Let's begin now.
Have you ever wondered if wishes really do come true? Well, they do. And I, Jiminy Cricket, have seen it happen. Here, let me tell you about it. One starry night, my travels took me to a tiny shop owned by Geppetto, the woodcarver. I sneaked under the door and saw old Geppetto working on a puppet that looked like a little boy. Geppetto put on a last dab of paint and said,
"There, little wooden head, you're all finished. Now, I have just the name for you, Pinocchio. Come on, let's try you out."
Geppetto took Pinocchio down off the workbench and danced the little puppet across the wooden floor by pulling the strings. Figaro the cat wasn't sure he liked the newcomer who clomped and clattered around the shop. But Geppetto liked his little Pinocchio very much.
Figaro, wouldn't it be nice if Pinocchio were a real live boy? Oh, well, it's time for bed. Come, Pinocchio, let's put you back on the workbench.
Just before going to sleep, Geppetto looked out his window into the starry night.
Oh, look, Figaro, the wishing star. Do you know what I wish, Figaro? I wish that my little Pinocchio might become a real boy.
And with that, Geppetto drifted happily off to sleep. A very nice thought, I said, as I settled down to bed in an empty matchbox. But wishes like that never come true. Moments later, the room filled with light. There stood a beautiful blue fairy. She tapped Pinocchio with her magic wand.
Little puppet made of pine, wake, the gift of life is thine.
Then Pinocchio moved.
I can move. I can talk. But how? Because tonight, Geppetto wished for a real boy. But remember, Pinocchio,
Warned the blue fairy.
you're not a real boy yet. First, you must prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish. And you must learn to choose between right and wrong. But how will I know?
I'll help him, Miss Fairy.
In that case, Mr. Cricket, I appoint you Pinocchio's conscience.
And with that, she vanished. When Geppetto woke up and saw Pinocchio walking and talking, he was amazed.
It's my wish come true. Oh, Pinocchio, my boy, I'm so happy.
Me too, Father.
And the two of them danced around the shop, laughing merrily. The next morning, Geppetto sent Pinocchio off to school. But there was trouble hiding along the way. A sly fox and a crafty cat convinced Pinocchio that the place for a puppet without strings was the theater. And they steered Pinocchio away from school and off to Stromboli the puppet master. Stromboli put Pinocchio into his puppet show that very day. The audiences poured in to see the little puppet who could sing and dance completely without strings. Yes, sir, Pinocchio was a big hit. I told him he ought to be in school, but he wouldn't listen. Besides, he was making so much money that I figured I must be wrong. Little did I know. In Stromboli's wagon after the show, the greedy puppet master took all Pinocchio's money and then locked him in a cage.
This will be your new home, my little wooden gold mine.
Pinocchio shook the bars of his cage.
No, I don't want to be an actor. I want to go home. Let me out.
But Stromboli only laughed and slammed the wagon door. I found poor Pinocchio crying in the dark.
I should have listened to you, Jiminy. Now I guess I'll never get home.
Just then, the blue fairy reappeared. Pinocchio tried to cover up his predicament by lying, but with each lie, his wooden nose grew longer and longer.
You see, Pinocchio, a lie keeps growing until it's as plain as the nose on your face. I'll forgive you this once, but this is the last time I can help you.
She waved her wand, and in a twinkling, Pinocchio's nose was back to normal and the cage door open. As we headed for home, Pinocchio heard about a wonderful place called Pleasure Island, where boys were allowed to break windows, smoke cigars, and stay up late. It sounded fishy to me, but Pinocchio wanted to go. He climbed aboard a coach full of noisy, foolish boys. All I could do was tag along. At Pleasure Island, Pinocchio joined all those rowdy boys in wrecking furniture, throwing mud balls, and playing pool. I knew this place wasn't good, so I tried to talk Pinocchio into leaving. Look at yourself. How do you ever expect to be a real boy?
Oh, gee, Jiminy. A guy only lives once, you know.
All right, stay. Make a fool of yourself. And I left. As I headed for the boat dock, I noticed some sinister men herding frightened little donkeys into crates. The strange part was that the donkeys were wearing boys' clothing. And some were crying, "Mama, Mama." Then it hit me. These were bad boys who had turned into donkeys. I had to get Pinocchio off Pleasure Island, and fast. I dashed back to the pool room, hollering, "Come on, Pinocchio, we've got to get out of here. The boys, they've all turned into donkeys." But I was too late. Pinocchio had already sprouted donkey's ears and a tail.
Oh, Jiminy, what'll I do? Help me.
We've got to get away from here before you get any worse. Follow me, Pinocchio. We ran to the water's edge, dove into the sea, and swam for the mainland. Pinocchio pulled himself from the water, still wearing ears and a tail, but he was glad he had escaped Pleasure Island.
Let's go home, Jiminy. I want to see my father.
When we arrived at Geppetto's workshop, the place was locked and Geppetto was gone. Just then, a magic dove flew by and dropped a note. "Pinocchio, it's about your father. It says, he went looking for you and was swallowed by a whale named Monstro." Poor Pinocchio thought his father was done for, but I read on. Wait, he's alive. It says, he's living inside the whale at the bottom of the sea. Pinocchio squared his shoulders.
Whale or no whale, I've got to find my father and rescue him.
But Pinocchio, it's dangerous. This Monstro can swallow whole ships.
I've got to go to him, Jiminy. Goodbye.
With that, Pinocchio ran to a high cliff over the ocean. He tied a rock to his tail and jumped into the water. The rock took Pinocchio to the ocean floor, where he began his search for Geppetto.
Father! Father!
Pinocchio's search wasn't long. Monstro was busy swallowing up tuna fish for a meal, and Pinocchio was swept into Monstro's belly along with the fish. Geppetto was surprised.
Pinocchio, my boy! I'm so happy to see you!
Me too, Father. I've come to save you.
No, Pinocchio. There's no way out. Monstro only opens his mouth when he's eating. Then everything comes in, nothing goes out.
Suddenly, Pinocchio had a tremendous idea.
Father, we'll build a big fire, and the smoke will make Monstro sneeze.
Pinocchio and Geppetto started a blaze and then climbed onto a raft while the smoke curled upward toward Monstro's nose. The giant whale sniffed and snorted and finally sneezed the little raft right out of his mouth. Pinocchio and Geppetto had escaped safely, but Monstro was angry at being tricked. He raced toward the tiny raft with a terrifying look in his eyes. Geppetto shouted,
paddle, son! He's trying to crush us!
Monstro dove underwater and then came up fiercely underneath the raft. Pinocchio and Geppetto were thrown into the air as their raft broke into 1,000 pieces. Geppetto floundered helplessly as he watched the furious whale turn about.
Look out, my boy! Here he comes again!
Hurry, Father!
Urged Pinocchio, but Geppetto was too tired to swim anymore.
I can't make it, son. Save yourself.
No, Father, I won't leave you.
Pinocchio grabbed Geppetto's shirt and swam bravely for shore. Just as Monstro dove at them, Pinocchio pulled Geppetto to safety behind some rocks. Geppetto woke to find himself on shore out of danger. But poor Pinocchio was lying deathly still in the pounding surf. Geppetto tearfully carried Pinocchio back to his workshop and laid the motionless puppet on the bed. Suddenly, we heard the Blue Fairy's voice.
Pinocchio, you have proved yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish. Awake.
Pinocchio sat up to find himself changed into a real boy. Bursting with joy, he and Geppetto danced about the workshop. And so, you see, wishes really do come true.
Walt Disney Home Video presents the story of Robin Hood.
Long ago, England was ruled by the wicked, greedy Prince John. He ordered the Sheriff of Nottingham to tax the people so heavily that some were forced to become outlaws. Two of the most famous outlaws were Robin Hood and Little John, who would steal the tax money from the sheriff and give it back to the poor. One day, Prince John was traveling by coach to Nottingham to pick up more tax money. He was so busy counting his gold that he didn't notice he was passing through Sherwood Forest, the home of Robin Hood. Nor did he see Little John and Robin Hood watching him from a tree.
Look at all that gold. Hey, Little John, let's pay Prince John a little visit.
In his coach, Prince John was talking to his counselor, Sir Hiss.
Gold, beautiful gold. Life has been so wonderful since King Richard left for the Crusades. He treated the people too nicely, and he missed out on all this lovely gold.
Robin Hood and Little John were standing by the roadside disguised as lady fortune tellers when the coach passed by.
Care to have your fortune told, your majesty?
Fortune tellers? How droll. Stop the coach.
While Robin Hood told Prince John's fortune, he slipped the royal rings off his fingers, and Little John helped himself to the prince's gold. Prince John never even knew he had been robbed until Robin and Little John had escaped. Meanwhile, the Sheriff of Nottingham was busy collecting taxes.
I must have more taxes. Hand over that gold coin, sonny.
He even took the coin that Mrs. Bunny had given her son Skippy for his birthday. The sheriff had no heart. Robin Hood didn't think little Skippy should go without presents on his birthday.
Here, Skippy, take my bow and arrow.
The first time Skippy tried the bow, his arrow flew over Prince John's castle wall. On the other side, Skippy saw Maid Marian and Lady Cluck. Even though Marian was related to Prince John, she was Robin's friend. Long ago, they had been childhood sweethearts. One day, Robin's friend, Friar Tuck, came to Sherwood Forest with some news.
Prince John is having an archery tournament tomorrow, and you're the best archer in all of England.
I'd like to go, Friar Tuck, but if I do, I'm sure to be captured.
Maid Marian will have a kiss for the winner.
Ooda lally, what are we waiting for?
The next day, two strangers appeared at the tournament, a stork and a duke.
Nobody will recognize us in these disguises,
said Robin Hood.
I'll win the tournament and the kiss, but no one will know the winner is Robin Hood.
Soon the stork and the sheriff were the only ones left in the contest. And even though the sheriff tried to cheat by having the target moved, the stork made an amazing shot and won. Prince John watched very closely. When Robin came to claim his prize, Prince John was ready.
And now I name you the loser. Seize him! I sentence you to sudden, instant, and even immediate death.
It looked like the end for Robin Hood, but suddenly Little John grabbed Prince John. "Let my friend go, or else." Once Robin was free, a big fight began. Robin Hood and Little John fought off the guards bravely. Swords clashed, and arrows flew. Maid Marian was almost seized by the guards, but Robin climbed a pole, grabbed a rope, and swung down to her rescue. Safely back in Sherwood Forest, Robin and his band celebrated. Little John sang a song making fun of Prince John, but Prince John was angry when he heard the song.
Double the taxes, triple the taxes, I'll make them pay.
But of course, nobody could pay, and the prisons were full. The sheriff even robbed the church and arrested Friar Tuck for objecting. When Prince John heard Friar Tuck was in jail, he planned a new trap for Robin Hood.
We'll hang Friar Tuck in the morning, and when that thief, Robin Hood, comes to the rescue, we'll have him.
But Robin Hood was a foxy fellow, and he planned the rescue for that night. He and Little John climbed the high castle wall. Then Robin dressed up like a guard and sneaked up to the sleeping sheriff of Nottingham. Carefully, he stole the jail keys.
Here, Little John, take these.
Everyone in the jail was surprised to see a familiar face enter the room. They cried out for joy. Shh! Quiet! We're breaking out of here. Little John freed everyone. Meanwhile, Robin had climbed up into Prince John's bedroom, where all the gold was kept. Prince John and Sir Hiss were sound asleep. Robin tied the bags of gold to a rope rigged between the bedroom window and the jail. As the gold reached the jail, Little John took the bags off the rope. "Take them and run," he shouted as he passed the gold to the escaping prisoners. Just then, Prince John awoke.
My gold, it's gone! Gone!
The courtyard became a jumble of flying arrows, guards, and fleeing prisoners. Trapped in the castle by himself, Robin climbed a high tower to escape the guards.
Robin's in the tower. Burn him out.
Shouted the sheriff, but Robin escaped by diving into the moat.
After him. Shoot him. He's in the moat.
All the sheriff's men fired arrows into the water. When Robin's hat bobbed to the surface of the moat, Prince John was overjoyed.
He's finished. Done for. Ah-ha! Ah-ha!
Even Little John thought Robin had drowned. Poor Robin. He never had a chance. Then, up popped Robin from under the water.
Hey, Little John, I'm all right. I've been breathing through this reed.
Soon after Robin's narrow escape, good King Richard came back from the Crusades to take his place on the throne of England. Happiness returned to the land. Robin Hood and Maid Marian were married, and all their friends came to wish them well.
Walt Disney Home Video presents the story of 101 Dalmatians.
Hello, my name is Pongo, and I'm a Dalmatian. That's a stylish dog with spots. I live in London with my master, Roger. He's a clever fellow who writes songs all day long. That gets rather dull after a while, but at least we take a walk in the park every day. It was in the park, in fact, that I spotted my perfect mate, Perdita, a beautiful lady Dalmatian. Her owner was a lovely young woman named Anita, but Roger didn't even notice her. I couldn't let this chance go by. Pulling at my leash, I raced in front of Anita.
Pongo, where are you? Oh, I beg your pardon, miss.
And so you could say that I brought Roger and Anita together. Soon they were husband and wife. Perdita and I couldn't have been happier. After that, life was far from dull. Our first chore was to turn Roger's messy bachelor flat into a real household. It was no easy task. I suppose that's why we hired Nanny, our cook and housekeeper. Soon the place was the perfect home for two couples just starting out. Life was grand. And one day, Perdita gave me wonderful news.
Pongo, dear, we're expecting puppies.
Finally, the big day arrived. Nanny was so excited.
Mr., Mrs., the little ones are here.
We rushed into the kitchen. There sat my proud Perdita with 15 adorable puppies. Roger and I danced around the room.
Pongo, old boy, congratulations.
Then, a harsh knocking cut our celebration short. Nanny opened the door, and there stood Anita's old classmate, Cruella de Vil. Perdita trembled.
Oh, Pongo, it's that evil woman.
Cruella swept into the kitchen, wrapped in expensive furs.
Anita, darling! I heard you were expecting Dalmatian puppies. I'll buy every single one of them.
But then, Cruella caught sight of our puppies.
Ugh! They're mongrels, Anita! No spots!
No, Cruella. Dalmatians are born white. They'll get their spots in a few weeks.
Oh! Then I'll take them all.
Roger saw Perdita's frightened look.
No, we're not selling the puppies. You won't get a single one.
Cruella sneered.
All right, keep the little beasts, but you'll be sorry.
The next few weeks passed quickly. The puppies all grew and got their spots. Nanny watched over them like a proud grandmother. Each puppy was different from the others. Roly was always hungry. Lucky got into mischief. Penny and Patch were never apart. But they all loved to watch television. Their favorite program was Thunderbolt, the Wonder Dog. One winter evening, Anita, Roger, Perdita, and I went for a walk in the park. The puppies were left at home under the watchful eye of Nanny. While we were gone, two suspicious-looking men knocked at the door.
Excuse me, madam. We are here to read the electric meter.
Oh, no, you're not. No, you can't come in here.
But the two pushed their way into the house, locked Nanny in the attic, and stole all the puppies. No one, not even the police, could solve the case. Purdy and I were beside ourselves with grief. I'm afraid it's up to us now. We'll use the twilight bark to alert all the dogs in London and in the villages nearby. My message passed from dog to dog over the city and through the towns. It was late at night when the call reached the village of Suffolk. An old sheepdog woke up.
I say, it's an alert. One long howl, two short, one yip and a woof. 15 little Dalmatians have disappeared.
Sergeant Tibbs, the cat, sprang to attention.
Colonel, sir, 2 nights past, I heard puppies barking at the old DeVille mansion.
Well then, you'd better do some scouting. On the double, Tibbs.
Righto, sir.
Sergeant Tibbs approached the crumbling mansion. Cautiously, he peeked through a dusty window.
I was right. Dalmatian puppies. But there are more here than 15.
Actually, there were 99 puppies, plus the 2 crooks, Horace and Jasper, and 1 Cruella de Vil.
Finish it tonight. I don't care how you get rid of them. I want my spotted coat by morning. Do you hear?
Sergeant Tibbs raced back to report to the colonel, who sped the message to us in London. Purdy, they have found the puppies at the old DeVille mansion in Suffolk.
But it's so far, Pongo, and it's beginning to snow. We must leave right now.
Meanwhile, Sergeant Tibbs returned to the DeVille mansion. Luckily, Horace and Jasper were too busy watching television to notice.
Psst. Puppies, come with me if you want to save your skins.
One by one, the puppies crept through a hole in the wall. Tibbs was boosting the last pups out when the crooks spotted them.
They're getting away, Horace!
At that moment, Perdita and I burst into the house. Snarling and snapping, we kept Horace and Jasper busy, while the pups escaped into the night. We all headed for the Colonel's old barn, where Purdy stared at the dozens of extra puppies.
Why would Cruella want so many, Sergeant Tibbs?
She was going to make coats out of them, ma'am.
She's a devil, a witch. Oh, Pongo, what'll we do?
We have to get all the puppies back to London somehow. Tibbs cocked an ear.
Colonel, sir, there's a truck heading this way. Horace and Jasper are following our tracks.
We'll hold them off to the bitter end, Sergeant. Pongo, you'd better head out the back way.
Horace and Jasper stepped right into the Colonel's trap. As the old sheepdog kept them at bay, Captain the Horse took aim and kicked both the crooks right through the barn wall. Horace and Jasper limped back to the mansion, where they found Cruella waiting for them.
You fools! Get in the truck and find those puppies!
Meanwhile, we struggled across the snowy countryside looking for shelter. A friendly Cocker Spaniel put us up in a warm dairy barn, but we weren't safe yet. We heard the crook's truck driving by. Perdita was worried.
They're looking for us, Pongo. I don't know how we're going to slip past them.
Happily fed, the puppies began to play in a pile of coal. Perdita gasped.
Why, Pongo, they're all black.
Purdy, what a great idea! We'll all roll in the dust and disguise ourselves.
Cruella won't recognize us. Meanwhile, the Cocker Spaniel found us a ride home to London in a moving van. Purdy and I were loading the puppies into the van when Cruella drove by. Unfortunately, a drop of snow fell onto my coat and washed away the soot. Cruella saw me and slammed on the brakes.
It's the Dalmatians!
I tossed the last puppy into the van, just as Cruella raced after us.
You little beasts! You can't get away this time!
Ranting and raving, she lost control of her car and crashed. Cruella crawled out of the wreck.
My goat! My beautiful spotted goat! It's gone forever! Oh!
We were safe at last, and on our way back to London. That evening, Roger heard a scratch at the door.
Anita, come here! The puppies are back!
Oh, Roger, how wonderful! But there are so many. What will we do with them all?
We'll keep them! Let's see. 99 puppies, add Pongo and Perdita, and that makes 101 Dalmatians. Just think, Anita, we'll buy a big place in the country and start a Dalmatian plantation.
And that's exactly what we did.